Greetings, everybody. Peace. This is Kim, and this is Community Radio. Thank you for tuning in for another live session. Today is Tuesday, or Ogun's Day. So, of course, I started the show off with a little song for Ogun. And I encourage you all to go and check out the archives and find out what the Ogun energy is, what it represents, and how you can tap into some of that energy. So welcome again to another segment of Community Radio. As you know, today we are airing from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. Our schedule has changed up a bit, and just for those who may be new to the show or who are just now tuning in for the first time, the times for the shows are Mondays and Fridays from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern. Tuesday and Thursdays from 1 to 3, Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. From 9 to 11 p.m. And Friday, we're back to 7 to 9 a.m. I think I already said that. Okay. So thank you again for tuning in. I just wanted to also remind you all of our new Phase 1 challenge. We are still going strong. We're on Module 3. So for those of you who are participating, make sure you keep up. Make sure you're checking the emails and checking out the videos. If you are not enrolled in the challenge, you can sign up by becoming a student of the Phase 1 training. And you can find that information on seduluhouse.com. It's not the Orisha class, the free Orisha class. It is the actual Phase 1 of the training, of which there are 3 phases to soon roll out. So we started the challenge in order to get you all to have a more, community kind of or group support to go through Phase 1. And again, you're not, this is just to help you all move through it. And so that those of you who would like to participate in some of the things that Anu is doing, you will be more familiar with the culture, and you will have worked through some things that, some personal things that you're supposed to work through, so you can be more familiar with the calculations of Anu and of Chief Yuya. So, of course, at the end of the 6 month, we are having a retreat, and I think it's going to be in New Orleans. I think that was the final word. So make sure, I think Chief will be rolling out more information on the cost of lodging and everything pretty soon, but it will be in New Orleans in June, which is the new year. So if you're not enrolled, make sure you get enrolled. You can also participate in the retreat and not be a part of the training as well. So if you just like to come, you can do that as well. Also want to remind you to check out seduluhouse.com for all of the other classes that we offer in different spiritual concepts. And these are important because as you move through the training, you'll be doing a lot of rituals. And so to just be more aware of exactly what you're doing when you do certain things like learn to prepare spiritual baths or cleansings or lighting candles or any of the things that are involved in the rituals, you'll be more aware of exactly what you're doing so that you can connect a little bit more, even the use of crystals. So all those classes are there. You can also find them on my website, which is seriousbitch.com, and you can enroll there. I also provide different services or different rituals for love, money, blockage removal, and protection. If you need someone to do those things on your behalf, I can provide that service for you. So that is there also. So make sure you check that site out. I'm also on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Okay, so you can send me a message through any of those mediums as well. You can also email me at seriousb, as in boy, witch.com. At Gmail, excuse me. So again, thank you and welcome back. Today, again, the topic, there is no particular topic. You can ask any questions that you may have about the trainings. You can share your experiences, your dreams, what you expect out of the training, why you came, anything that you'd like to bring up is welcome today. The number is 515-605-9862. Just press the number 1 to chime in. And I'd like to hear from the audience just about some of the experiences that you've had or some of the things that you're learning that has made a great impact in your life thus far. A lot of times we don't share, and it's really, I can't express the importance of sharing, because you may say something that the next person needs to hear, or it may encourage the next person to hear, to move forward and to have the courage to speak as well. So all experiences are welcome. All your testimonies are welcome. So I will that you all share those in these next couple of hours. Today, I've actually been kind of in ritual all dawning and doing some work. So I'm kind of still, I'm kind of coming down, trying to come down from that a little bit. So my mind is actually there in this moment. But I will continue. I wanted to, something that came to my attention today was about these 2 young girls that were shot over the weekend in Chicago. And as you know, Chicago has been, like, the heat is on in Chicago as far as police brutality and these police killings and shootings and everything. And over the weekend, there were 27 people shot. And most of those people were children. I think there were about 9 children that were under the age of 14 that were actually shot. So in doing some of the work that you do, I know a lot of times, you know, we come into this and we're doing a lot of this work to straighten ourselves out, which is very important. But this knowledge is also so that we can come together as a community or as a family or whoever you're working with to kind of spread that energy where it's needed, you know, to also give it. You know, Chief always talk about giving and receiving. And it's important that we also don't forget to include others in our work, along with, you know, doing work for ourselves. You would not be, you'd be surprised at how much it helps just in collectively doing rituals. Even for the Anu Ile, you know, I don't know how many people do this daily, but when you are giving your offerings in the dawnings or whenever you do it, make sure you include the Anu Ile, you know, the House of Anu, and Chief Yuya and everyone that is participating and learning and getting information and making all these changes or whatever, you know, just to take a second to give thanks and to pour out your libations or to give libations to the Anu house as well. So again, it's important that we kind of, you know, spread it around, not just to kind of hoard it for ourselves or to just to do things for our own behalf, but to also just, you know, share it and share the information. That's important. I was on a website the other day and I noticed that there was a particular Babalawo that actually had one of Chief's videos from the Enlightenment and Transformation channel on their page, which was interesting. You know, it's important to share. And I know Chief says all the time, you know, people use his information a lot and he gets no credit, but, you know, he's more concerned with just the information getting out there and people, you know, doing their work, you know. And even as I think about just doing your own work, I know a lot of times we like to try to tap into the Orisha first, but it's important that you do the Ori work. The first couple of energies that you should always be working with is your Ori and your Egum. And the purpose of the Ori is just so that you can understand what your mission and what your purpose is when you came to the planet, so that your spirit and your soul can be in alignment to do the work that you are specially designed and brought here to do. that's one of the first questions that we have when we come into this is like, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? And so even in the training, we are on the third module where you are discovering that purpose, which is a very important lesson. And like I said, for the price of the class, the information that you're getting and the things that you're finding out, I mean, it really does not, I don't think it's like the commercial, the Visa, Visa or the credit card commercial says, there's no price that you can put on it. So you get into this reason, you find out this reason early on, so that going forward, you will learn how to develop the character and everything that's needed to fulfill that purpose. And so, for the past few days, Chief Speak shows and the community shows have been about just understanding and working your purpose and your mission instead of trying to do something that that is not in alignment with your soul. And usually this is where we run into problems. This is when things just don't seem to work out for us. We can try and put all this training and everything into these different occupations or different things that we think we want to do, and sometimes they just don't seem to work out. And this is the reason for it, is because you were not necessarily designed to do those things. That is not your mission. So when you're in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, things will just kind of magically work out for you. But you have to put forth the effort in doing that. It's not like you don't have to do anything, to develop what it is that you need to fulfill that mission. You just are in the know now of what you're supposed to be doing, So I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit today. So if you all have gotten to the point now where you understand what your purpose is and you'd like to share it and you like to talk about, just your development and finding those things out and some of the things that have happened to you that have given you signs and given you confirmation that you are on the right track, I would like to ask that you all just, share that with others. Share that with the rest of the listening community so that they are encouraged to do the same. Okay, so the number is, again, 515-605-9862. And if you'd like to talk about anything else, that's fine too. There's no particular topic, okay? So I'm going to give you all a minute to, let's see. We'll go ahead and go to the first caller. I see someone has their hand up. This is 267. 267.
Peace. How you doing, Tim?
Peace. I'm well. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm Khalil. First time calling in.
Khalil.
Thank you. First time calling into community radio. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. And I've been going through some changes lately. In particular, I've had the chance to have some time off from work, from my job, mm-hmm. and it's given me a chance to kind of slow down a little bit and kind of take in things, take in my surroundings, and like what I have been doing and things that I could do differently. And that's one of the things I remember Chief you talking about in the segment Dogma Meets Consciousness.
Okay.
And I would say like what I've learned recently and dealing with that subject and other subjects or other times that other things that have been spoken about is the need to really invest yourself into what you're learning and to not kind of just digest so much information without really taking the time to really understand it and I would say that's been my issue for a decent amount of time. Like, I've been listening to you guys for some time now. I think it started in 2014. And as you know, y'all have a lot of information that you give out. And I've went through the information, like I've digested a lot of information without really taking the time to really understand what's being spoken and what's being taught. So that's something that I recently had to confront and continue to confront. And so that's one thing that I can say I've learned from listening to the Dogma Meets Consciousness webinar or teaching, and just taking in information and being able to understand what Chief y'all was actually talking about, and how it relates to kind of how I've been moving in the past, and how that I need to kind of change that movement for a better today and a better future. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Okay. So how did you come into finding the information, or how did you come into INU? Because you are a student, aren't you?
Yeah,
enrolled in
I'm
the class?
a student, and that's another thing. I'm enrolled in the class, yeah. And but another thing that I've learned is to not be so quick to call myself a student if I'm not actually putting in the work to be a student. So now I'm really trying to focus on putting in the work, the necessary work to be that, and not just proclaim that I am that.
Yeah.
But I came into it a while back. Like I said, 2014. I attended one of the what do you call them, seminars. When TVI was in Philly, I went to the seminar Black and Nobel. I had known about them before that, so but I came into it. That's one of the ways I came into it. Going to the seminar, I had already purchased the Grasping the Root of Divine Power book a while before, and I found out, he was coming to Philly, so I was like, yo, I need to go check this out. So I did that and got some good information, but at the time, I still didn't really use and incorporate the information for a real benefit. I was just kind of enjoying listening and taking the information. But prior to that, I think I ran into Chief Yu's information online somewhere, and then I found out he had wrote this book that I thought was pretty dope, just based on the title. And where I was trying to move towards during that time, learning how to be a true African, learning really about my past and who I really am prior to, the situation here in America. So yeah, I would say that's what got me into it, and that's kind of my beginnings into the INU teachings.
Okay. So in your time off, what are some of the things that you've been doing? I know you're a part of the class. I don't know if you've enrolled into the challenge or whatnot, but what are some of the things that have really kind of, I guess, hit home with you in the class, or that have kind of, that have really kind of changed you as you're going through the class and in your time off? Can you share some of the things that you've been doing?
Okay. Well, what I've been doing recently, I've just been waking up in the dawning and just kind of appreciating things more, appreciating the fact that I can get up, appreciating the fact that the sun rises and I can enjoy being and seeing and like the little things, and enjoying a sip of water more than I did before, like not taking these type of things for granted, and going to see family, making sure they're cool, like family that I didn't really have much contact with while I was working, and just trying to do things for them. Like I went to my aunt's house and cleaned up for her, and I just give people calls just to make sure they're all right. People that I haven't talked to, just to let them know I'm thinking of them, and cooking meals or putting together meals for my grandmother who's suffering from some ailments, and just going out and moving a little differently, like just going into some neighborhood that I normally don't go into, just walking around and looking at people and kind of just seeing the value in certain things I may miss when I'm moving so quick through life and just working and coming home and, you know, trying to make sure I'm good from working. You know, I work, then I go come home and I try to recoup from working, and then it's like kind of like this endless cycle, just seeing people for who they are more. Like I sit down and I talk to people that I don't normally really talk to. There's a spot in downtown Philly where like a lot of homeless are, and I just sit down like and take the scenery in, and like I might sit down and start a conversation with someone, or I might offer somebody something. Like I was at this bank that I'm a member of, and they had gloves. Like they had gloves sitting there like for free. You could just take the gloves. So I didn't really need gloves, but I took a pair thinking somebody else might need them. So I took the pair, and I ended up seeing a guy sitting on the ground, a homeless guy, and I just went up to him. I was like, "You need a pair of gloves? I got these gloves." And he was, you know, just happy to get a pair of gloves.
Yeah.
And I, you know, just little things like that I've been trying to do, and to take notice of people's situations and seeing that they're not, you know, people aren't much different from me, even with our so-called social statuses and all. Yeah. And how much you can learn from somebody, whatever position they may be in life.
That's so true. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think it's awesome that you are, you know, reconnecting with your family. I know sometimes when we come into spirituality or this information, we seem to distance ourselves even more from family because we feel like, oh, they don't understand or they just don't get it. And it's not necessarily about trying to convert them over to what you're doing. It's just to share the growth that is inside of you, share the growth, you know, within you with those
and
people, not always preaching. Yeah.
Yeah, right, and not in that way, just kind of gently giving little things that you're able to give, and to not be real like judgmental about people, but I've also been able to see certain things in people that I don't like, and that I try to like, so not really call them on, but just kind of notice it and not necessarily say that it's they may be wrong for the thing they do, but try to understand why they may be doing it and deal with it in a way that's not like just coming at them, but kind of like understanding the position that they're in and dealing with it in a more gentle way, I guess I'll call it. Right.
Yeah. Because you never know, you know, what a person has been through or, you know, what they're going through, you know, or what they've been through to be in the position that they're in, you know. And it's so important that you start that dialogue and that you talk with people just to see. You know, I remember Chief saying on one show, like, you never, you know, like homeless, how often do they even get to talk to somebody? You know, because we look at them and, you know, like we don't want to go there. We don't want to talk to them. We just kind of want to ignore them and just kind of move on with our day or whatever. But, you know, can you imagine like going for days or months without anybody just talking to you? So the conversation itself is an offering. Yeah.
And the guy, like, when I sat down and talked to him, like, I offered him, like, see if he wanted to read the newspaper. And, like, he just went in. Like, he just started going in on all this information about what's going on with him and what's going on in the city, the stuff that he's seeing. And I just, like, sat there and I just listened. And, you know, he really had a lot to say. And I thought, wow, man, like, I wonder how long it's been since you may have had a conversation with someone or anything like that.
Yeah, so. That's amazing. That's amazing. And actually, that's one of the exercises that you go through in the training. So you're a bit ahead. I don't know exactly where you are in the training, but yeah, that's what it's all about.
The third module, working on that.
Okay. So have you discovered your purpose?
Have I discovered my purpose?
Mm-hmm.
I think
through
I'm
that
getting
exercise?
there.
Okay.
Well, no, not through the exercise. I've kind of been a little procrastinating with it, sort of. I mean, I did some of it, but I haven't really delved deep into it. Like I correlated my birthday with the energy of Olokun, and I related. Okay. I looked up 3 other energies: Poseidon, Agwe, and the Vodun system, and who else was it? One of those energies. I can't remember right now. I got it written down somewhere.
Okay.
But yeah, I've done that, and I jotted down some information on these energies that I got offline. But I really haven't really meditated on it and really delved deep into like what those energies represent and how it relates to me exactly. But I did think it was dope. I thought it was deep, the Olokun energy, because it's one of those energies that don't get a lot of attention, and it's crazy how I never really noticed it before, how I relate to that energy, being a Pisces, and my name Salil actually in Sanskrit it means flowing water, and it was deep just to recognize that for a minute, and also my middle name Kashif. When I looked it up online, it said it means one who reveals secrets. I believe that's how it is. Or a revealer of secrets, and I thought that related closely to the Olokun energy. So yeah, that's been pretty cool.
Yeah. Had you found that information out prior to the class, or are you just now kind of connecting the dots?
Well, I knew the meaning of my names prior to the class. But in the class, I learned to relate it to the Olokun energy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear of your progress and everything, and thank you so much for sharing that. Because, like I said, a lot of people, sometimes when we get into this, we just kind of keep it to ourselves. We don't really talk about it that much, and just even the work that you're doing with your family and with people that you don't know. Is what I was speaking about earlier in the show. It's kind of sharing what you've learned, not necessarily just running down the dogma of everything or trying to teach somebody what the Orisha are, but actually exhibiting the behavior. Really. Yeah.
I can teach what I really don't necessarily know. It's not just about regurgitating information that you hear. Sometimes, we want to sound cool. We want to sound like we know stuff by hearing information and giving it back the same way we got it. But it's more important to take in the information and kind of like synthesize it and give it back in a more thoughtful way.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I think that's important.
That's awesome. So how much time do you have left on your break before you have to transform?
As much as I want.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of, kind of an abrupt change. I wasn't expecting to be laid off from work.
Oh, okay.
And I just kind of been trying to enjoy the more simple things in life, I guess.
Yeah.
And, taking walks and enjoying the day and stuff like that. So I don't know when I'm gonna go back. I haven't really been trying to go back to work yet. I've been kind of working on some other things and to kind of become more dependent, or independent, I should say.
Good. Good.
From the whole work life and me needing to feel like I have to have a job and this and that. So.
Well, I will that you discover a lot more and that you do take this time to, explore all of that. Sometimes our, I guess, blessings kind of come in a way that we don't necessarily that we would necessarily choose for ourselves, but our soul kind of orchestrates these things to happen, so it can, kind of nudge us a bit and wake us up and say, hey, over here, you need to work on this a little bit. Use this as a time to get back into yourself. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
That's kind of what happened.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think that's kind of what happened, and I guess I've been kind of getting little signs that I'm on the right path. I have thoughts that maybe I can't just be sitting out here without a job. I got to make money, but also there's a part of me that says, no, just chill out. Things will come, and like I see like numbers and stuff, and I kind of read it, and it kind of tells me that I'm on the right path a little bit, like seeing 111s or 333s and things like that. Now, I don't know if that's confirmation, but I kind of consider it to be a little bit of confirmation.
Just the fact that you even notice it now is amazing, because you'd be surprised, just the everyday kind of just hustle of getting up, going to work, coming home, crashing, getting up, going to work, coming home, crashing, just you're just so unaware of so much that's going on around you. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Brother Salil, for sharing. I'm going to leave you on. I'm going to bring some more callers in. We're going to try to keep this conversation going. So whenever you feel the need to chime back in, just unmute your line and feel free to jump in whenever you like. Okay? Thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to go to 814. 814.
Hello, this is Greg. How you doing?
Greetings. I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I was thinking that I know from what some of the messages I've been getting a lot of for a long time seems to be that, like, no matter what system you're working with, one of the biggest problems or of resistance seems to be that it seems like there's an epidemic of energetic entanglement, and that when you're trying to grow, it almost seems like if you're doing something, sometimes you're unaware that you're projecting thoughts, I guess, into local consciousness, and a lot of people are getting feedback from that, so they think they're hitting that wall of resistance. So it's just been an interesting subject.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for calling in. I don't think I remember your voice. Is this your first time calling?
It's the first time.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing. And again, I'm not going to mute your line if you feel, just mute your line so that we don't get the background noise. But if you feel the need to share or to comment and to come back in, feel free.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for calling. Yeah, I appreciate everybody calling in and sharing. And again, feel free to share. Just press the number 1. Number's 515-605-9862. And kind of what Brother Salil was going through and what the last caller was saying is that, a lot of times when things happen to us that we feel are unfortunate, like losing a job or something like that, is like a wake-up call to stop and pause and just kind of, get back into yourself. We were talking about that on yesterday's Dawning show of just, the whole rat race and how you have to transform and you develop all of these addictions and everything just to cope with getting up, going to work, getting yourself prepared for work. All these are rituals in themselves. Like, you get up, you got to get some coffee, you take in your first drug, and you got to wake yourself up. You have to, get in the car, you play music or whatever it is on your commute to work. You have to get yourself, come out of yourself to transform into this whole different person just to deal with the job. And then when you get off, it's like, you have to try to release or to come back into yourself. And maybe maybe hit the bar or come home and drink, or maybe you argue with your family. Whatever it is, it's like you're taking off these layers of personality and everything just to try to come back into who you are. And then by the time all that is done, you only have maybe a couple hours left in the evening before it's time to go to bed, and you got to get up and do it all over again. And it's just so exhausting. It's so exhausting. And a lot of us don't even realize that a lot of things like excessive working out and taking supplements and drinking or smoking or, whatever it is that you do to try to energize yourself or to try to change yourself to fit a purpose that is not of your own, just to, pay bills and to continue to participate in this culture or, just, in that lifestyle, we're totally unaware of how it can change us, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It's just a really, it's such a process, and so sometimes when things happen to us, like, our family may split up or you may lose a job or any of these things, it's like the messages are getting louder and louder. Something has to happen in your life to kind of shake you and wake you up because, as we know, you can't exist on this planet without those messages constantly coming to you, without your ancestors always trying to give you a nudge or saying something. But a lot of times we just kind of shrug it off, like you see something in the corner of your eye or you ignore all the animals or insects or whatever that, that are prevalent that try to come into your vision or, people that come into your circle or into your cipher and, drop these little messages or create arguments and all these kinds of, like, we just completely ignore it. And we think that these things are just kind of haphazard. Like, why did this happen to me? Why is this happening to me? And we just kind of ignore it until something really hits home. The thing that matters the most to you, which is, of course, your job. This is how you eat every day. This is how you, pay to keep a roof over your head and things like that, until something like that is snatched away. And then it's like, whoa, that's when we pause and that's when we stop and we're just kind of looking around like, what just happened? Why is this happening to me? It's only then do we really take the time to kind of slow down and say, and really start to analyze things. Then we start, like Brother Salil was saying, then we notice all these numbers. Then we notice people that we don't notice. We start to reach out to family more. That's when we finally get the wake-up call and actually hit the snooze a little bit and take notice of things. Let me go to 615. 615. Greetings.
Lavia. Greetings.
Peace.
Hey.
Bawuni, everybody. Y'all doing all right?
We're well. I'm well. How are you? I can't
well.
not speak for Brother Salil.
I'm all right.
Okay. Man, it's crazy. Like,
I know you got some stories for us. I know you gonna come with it.
Man, y'all gotta start coming with me, man. Like, I was doing some little ancestor work this past weekend, and I had to go give an offering to my ancestors at the ocean there. So me being me, I went down. I'm like, okay, because you got your challenges and whatnot. But I'm like, okay, I want to know. I asked them for a sign that to let me know that they was with me, or they was there, make sure I did everything right. So I get to the ocean now, and the first thing I see is cause I'm walking down, the beach, because it was told I had to do it by myself. So I was walking down the beach, and the first thing I find is a pair of wings. No bird, no head, no feet.
Just the wings. Wow.
Just the wings with all the feathers on it. So I said, "Oh, that's coming with me." So I was because I'm gonna tie the story in, So I walked back to the other end of the beach, where my folks I was with, and I get ready to start doing my offerings or whatever. and I find a jellyfish, a clear, translucent jellyfish.
I'm picking up all the signs now.
Huh?
I say you finding all the signs now after asking for a sign. Now they all just popping up.
Yeah. I found a jellyfish. I'm like, oh, that's coming with me. So I get home and I started meditating on who I was talking with. One of my ancestors comes through really strong, and I was talking to one of my partners about, getting some things taken care of. He asked me, was I looking for something? I'm like, sure. He was like, well, why don't you come up here and work with us, cutting hair? I'm like, cool. So I'm like, okay. I was just thinking that. I'm like, how did he know that I could do that? So I get home and it finally hit me. I got an aunt. She's one of my ancestors that always is around, and her name was Redbird. So I found.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, I found the wings. She said whenever I find feathers, it's her. But this time it was the wings. And I get home, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. I was just thinking I need to change the scenery. I need to change my occupation. And one of my brethren called me about being cutting hair. Come to find out, my aunt was a barber.
Wow.
I forgot about that. She was a beautician.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, so that's how that works. Okay, so just to give my testimony of the Anu spiritual training, when you start aligning yourself with your destiny, your ancestors are the first ones to go hard for you. Like they go harder than any Orisha because it's exciting to them, because now they get to participate in what you're doing.
Right.
So like the Orisha sciences are great, but learn your family. Like that's really big, and I think that that's something that we have been robbed of. The value and the value and the cohesion of family, because things could be happening to you, and one of them could be trying to let you know that, look, I'm gonna help you with this because this is what I did. I'm good at it. And when you go through the first exercise, just pay attention to how that voice sounds, because like all of this is setting you up to be able to hear and pay attention to detail and listen to those energies that's trying to talk to you. Like it just gets to the point to where, without the spiritual training, you'll feel like you're losing it, because you hear so many voices and can't necessarily assign them. But just learn your family. Learn your family.
Yeah.
That's important.
Real important.
Gotta learn your family, because you've been started doing something and don't know why you're good at it, or just especially when you get thrown into something you never thought you would be doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. It's 9 times out of 10 it's them. But yeah, that's my little,
Cool.
That's
yeah.
sharing.
Again, family comes up again. I'm glad you brought that up. We were discussing that once in the women's group, of how for most of us that have found this training, it's almost like we're the black sheep or the orphans of the family. We feel and we seem to be so different from our family. And because of that, we sometimes disconnect ourselves from our families, because we're like, they're just not like me. They don't understand, yada, yada, yada. And we kind of use it as an excuse to separate. And then we end up just being alone going through all of this. When in actuality, your family is the one, that gives you the support, and that gives you the, like you said, that can give you the signs of what it is you're supposed to be doing, or give you clues as to what your gifts are and everything. So it really allows you to kind of be closer to your family instead of pulling away from them so much, like we tend to do, and start to, make family with other people, and we neglect our family. We shun them, or, just kind of separate ourselves from them. But a lot of the things that we're looking for are, those answers can be found, like you said, from our ancestors. Those are the ones, that's the energy that's flowing through you. that's the ashe or whatever that you should tap into, because most of the time you'll find out when you start talking to your family that there's a common energy. And I think I've heard Chief say that before. Like there's an Orisha, so to speak, over each family, and there's an energy that is prevalent that runs through your particular bloodline. And so when we tap into this, you'll start to find out things about yourself, things about your family, things about your purpose, just all types of clues. And because of our strained relationships with some of our family members, we don't get that message. And then you go to somebody else to answer those questions for you. When those questions can be answered if you just talk to your family, or just do a little, start doing a family tree, or trying to find out, what kind of job did my great-grandfather have, or my great-grandmother, and, what was the family structure like, and, just the number of children. You'll start to see patterns and things just within your own family.
Yeah, like my grandma would say, like when I speak to her, she talk about her father, and she would always mention how, like he was a lot like, or I was a lot like him, or he was kind of like me, and then, like, cause a lot of my, my older grandparents I never met, or I never like seen a picture of them or anything like that. So it's good to talk to the elders to get that little glimpse into something that you didn't know before, and to understand yourself a little better. And I think that's real vital when searching or when looking for purpose. Looking back at those who came before you is real important.
Yeah, definitely.
With that, and a lot of times, like if you come to this understanding, especially this class, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be the one in your family to stop a bad cycle, because it's a reason that you're not around certain people in your family, because like for me, it was certain members of my family that it was just known that you just couldn't have money around. You couldn't, and some parents, some of them are so damaged that they would end up damaging you. So like, if situations would be put aside to where you wouldn't be fall victim to that, to that mindset that they have. So like, that's why some parents leave, because they know that they're not gonna they know that they can't they don't want to infect the child with the drama, and as well as you might be singled out to learn something that they would never go out and teach. They wouldn't be able to teach you because they would never actually go out and try to learn it themselves. So like, you have to just pay attention to the signs. Like, it's the reason that you're the only one in your family that would do something like this, because you're the one. You probably have to be the priest of your family.
Yeah.
So like, all of it is something.
Yeah, I thought about you the other day, too, Dietrich. I was saying, just thinking about, animals, and I've been seeing, one of the animals that always seems to come to me are deer. And so I've been seeing a lot of deer lately. And it just reminded me how sometimes even your family, your ancestors can appear to you in dreams in the form of an animal. And it made me think about you and the tiger. I was going to ask you, did you get any more insight on that? Because you said that was an animal that pops up quite frequently for you.
That tiger is the feminine principle in my family. Like the mothers in my family are my strongest allies. And I'm gonna tell this to men right now. The better you treat women, the better you will being good with your mother, your great grandma. They actually like that, and what they'll do. Like, if you understand the EIME, you'll understand this. But when you treat people good, especially women, especially if you come from a line of woman strikers, the women in your family, what they'll do is they'll come with you and get comfortable. Because they know that you treat the women around them well, because you never know which one is them coming back. So if you treat women good, and this came from them, they'll invite more women in. They're like, girl, y'all come on, it's good over here. He'll treat y'all good, y'all come on. which is a good and a bad thing. Because, like, remember how I was telling you I kept having trouble out of women?
Yeah.
Because like, my ancestors was running some of them off. Like, they're like, no, you can't come over here. And, like, because when you having sex, you mingle in families, and they see and they feel all of that. So, like, they're like, oh, they married now? Okay. So who is this? Like, no, this ain't that. Oh, for real? So y'all gonna do my child like that? Okay. So just kind of be conscious of that. Like, that popped up in a reading for me. Like, I'm actually, you know, on a good side with that, but just be conscious of it. But as far as, like, the deer, there's an old Native American saying that says, if a leaf falls in the woods, the eagle saw it, the bear smelled it, and the deer heard it. So deers are listeners. They're very keen to sound and things around them. So, like, if there's a deer around you, I would go so far as to say that they're listening to deliver a message, because that's kind of like, if you look at a deer's face, the biggest thing on their head is usually outside of their antlers is their ear. So
eyes
you see, they got dark eyes. We can see in the dark. But a deer thing, they don't look for stuff. They listen. So, like, if you 9 times out of 10, they listen to whatever you say. They could be taking your prayers to whoever, you know, can help you with that, whatever, you know, energy that's in that forest.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, respect for women is, I think that's a good subject to remember, just to see them for who they are and remember their value. I think will empower you to give you a base to really go forward on. And I thought that was cool how you brought that up. Yeah.
And just to remind you all, there is a class on that too on toduluhouse.com on animal totems, so you might want to check that out. Let me go to another caller here. I think this is Brother Byron. Greetings.
Greetings, Sister Kim.
Greetings,
Brother Dietrich. And greetings, brother with no name. Yeah.
Oh, that's Lil.
Peace, Brother Byron. I will.
Yeah. How's everyone doing?
Well,
yeah,
how are you?
Okay,
how's
thank you, my brother.
Good.
Well, we're okay, you know. We're okay. We're doing okay. We're doing okay.
Good.
And we're just planning for my father's homecoming service, you know. So that's what we're really focusing on for now.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm trying to get all through. I'm trying to deal with it all with a smile on my face. You know.
Tough
trying
time.
to deal with it with a smile on the face. Yeah, it is. It is.
But you know,
I wanted to thank.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just want to thank you all for your support. Your support has been.
You're welcome.
You know, I've had emails. I've had affirmations. I've had phone calls. I've had WhatsApp messages. People from Anu are not leaving me alone. So, Modu Pray.
You are very much welcome. Very much welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about you too the other day, and just how much of a blessing it was to be able to have such a huge celebration for your Baba before this transition. That was really beautiful.
Yeah.
That was really beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah. That it was great. It was great. And you know, all the family value that. You know, we really value the fact that we were able to tell him how much we appreciated him and how we felt about him and how major he was to us in all our lives and what an example he is. So it was good that he could hear those tributes in the flesh rather than hearing them when people are standing over his grave.
Right.
You know, so yeah, that's really important. But what's motivated me to call is, and I'm not wanting to be rude or take a swipe at anybody, but the brother with no name, you're sounding quite sad. You're sounding quite heavy-hearted. And I don't know what the issue is, but all I wanted to say is that if you have signed up for the Anu classes, then you are welcome to join the Brothers Call that we have every month. So we can, and you can talk as much as you wish to contribute within that forum. And secondly, I would just like to say the process of defining who you are and deprogramming from the Western society and how they have told you what you are, who you are, and what your capabilities are, that process doesn't need to be a sad one. It can actually be a very happy one, because you're shedding off rubbish that people might have put on oneself, and then you're being able to glow in your own skin, in your own beauty, with your own character. So, even though it might be a process that you're doing alone, I would just encourage you to try to not make it a sad one, because to me, it isn't sad. It's liberating, it's refreshing, it's renewing. And so I just really wanted to share that with you and to encourage you, my brother.
I thank you for your concern. I sure hope I'm not sad. I don't feel sad, but I guess I'm new to this. Maybe maybe I'm just not speaking with a lot of power in my voice. But I thank you for concern, and I'll take inventory of that. You never know what may be going on that maybe I'm not aware of.
Okay. All right then, my brother. I just wanted to share that because I just got that feeling. But maybe, you know yourself more than I. So I just really wanted to stretch out my hand to you anyway, my brother. And maybe one day.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Brother Byron. And also, I sent a message to your wife. I was just thanking her for jumping on the call. She was actually on the women's call last night, and I know it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the dawning there. So I know she's been wanting to join the call. I just wanted to tell her thank you. Her contributions were greatly appreciated.
Okay, thank you. I will pass that on to her, and maybe that accounts for she found it difficult to raise this morning, so maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wanted to say thank you to her. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. All right.
All right then, and you all have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Whatever.
All right, let me go to 816. And by the way, Brother Dietrich, I did see that. Oh, his call dropped again. So whenever he comes back, I'll bring him back in. Oh, there we go.
I'm here.
Okay. I'm gonna go to 816. 816.
Good afternoon, Kim.
Greetings.
Greetings, everyone on Community Radio.
Greetings.
I wanted to. I didn't get a chance to call in after the last time I called in, and the last time I called in, just due to the time restrictions and stuff, I wasn't able to finish my thought, and I really only wanted to chime in now because I'm able to, and I realized that Dietrich was on the line, and I wanted to apologize for coming off a little strong, and I'm just thankful that he's on the line, and I could just say that to you directly, sir, that I'm sorry if I rubbed you the wrong way, or I'm sorry, not if, because there's really no if. I just felt that during the conversation, just listening and stuff, for some reason, there's times, like it's happened with me before, where I'll feel something. I don't know if that means what it means, so I won't try to describe it. I just wanted to apologize because I didn't feel good with not being able to finish my thought, so that I could conclude to say that I wanted, what I thought was a good idea was, having some kind of compromise. But I don't know. I'm not a teacher, and I don't know right or wrong and I don't know enough. All I know is that there's something that I was feeling, and it was kind of brewing as the conversation was going on. And I almost kind of felt I was in the position of the other person in a sense. And So, I mostly was just kind of feeling like sometimes when people automatically maybe say, well, this is like this, or it's going to be like this if I do this, a lot of times people kind of put things on things that aren't there already by just kind of saying, well, this, but also, like I was trying to say, that being skeptical is a good idea. I've come to understand, when you see something happen in a certain way, you kind of automatically think, well, it's going to continue. However, we don't ever know at times when somebody decides, it's a matter, of a moment. In a moment's time, a person can change, or a person can see things in a different light, or, be, enlightened, and so for me, I think I was mostly thinking like not to think the worst, and just try to have, the big light bulb, the big happy face, or the big thought of everything's going to be okay. And maybe that's not, the right way either. And I don't know. And I guess really that's really why I wanted to come on and say, I'm sorry I wasn't able to come off with probably more light than I did. But whatever I did, then good. But that was really what I was thankful about you, Kim, taking my call, so that I could at the least say that I'm sorry that I didn't, I wasn't probably clear. And if I was, and if you took it good, then good, because I meant it to be good, like, because I know I remember saying stop and don't, or these two words are kind of like words of command, and it didn't feel right after the fact, and so yeah, I think I might have misspoken, and then also thinking like, I can't teach you, I'm a woman, and even though Kim had said, maybe some women can, chime in and say something, again, like I said, maybe just due to the time frame that we had, that the time wouldn't permit to really elaborate maybe a little better. And as you guys know, and forgive me, I'm not the best at communicating. I get kind of nervous or choked up or uncertain at times. So for now, and that's why I think maybe sometimes it is better for me to just kind of sit in the back and listen more. And that's that. That's all that I have to say about that. I had one other question, Kim, was that I still haven't received any kind of notification for the women's call, and I'm just wondering if that's what should I do?
Okay, let me give Brother Dietrich a chance to respond just a second, and then I'll answer your question.
Okay.
Well, greetings, sis.
Greetings.
How are you thinking today? What's going through your mind today?
What's going through my mind today?
What happened this weekend?
What happened this weekend? I'm going through a lot of different kind of changes with weather, moods, and actual physically moving. So I'm thinking probably not at the clearest, because I do have a lot going on. Thank you for asking. And I've had a sinus infection for about a week now too. So my health is kind of a little low, but I'm not trying to let it get to me.
Okay. Yeah, because you can kind of hear it that you in a space where you're trying to get centered, and like I said, you can kind of tell that it's something heavy on your heart. You understand? But as far as like like I go. Like I didn't take offense to that. Everybody is entitled to their opinion, because I know that's a lot of things. That's women do that a lot, especially when you're talking to women about something else. A lot of them have a tendency to put themselves in the position of the person that's being discussed. That's kind of normal. But the thing you'll learn as far as like dealing with our new spiritual training system and our new family is you have to look at stuff for what it is. Like what I was saying is I was recognizing a pattern, and I have to find a way to either stop the pattern or adjust to it and prepare myself if this pattern continues. That's the concept of cause and effect in the law of rhythm. Like, if a rhythm is a pattern, when you start drumming, everything has a rhythm and a time signature. So like if I'm playing the bass and then you got somebody else playing tone, you're gonna have somebody else playing highs. So like if we going like that, we catch that beat, and once you catch that rhythm, then you know what to do next. So like what I was discussing in regards to my personal situation was more along the lines of, okay, I'm catching her pattern. I don't want to be dull to what's going on, but I do know I'm taking in consideration everything that's in front of me. I know she's upset because I'm not there. I know she wants him to herself. I know she's just lashing out, because sometimes women do that. You know, I understand why she's doing what she's doing. Like I said, I can read her mind. That's why she's upset, because she no longer has that light there with her to do that. You know, but at the very same breath, I can't. How can I put it? Handicap myself to make her feel better, and that's the hard thing that a lot of men got to go through. Like, do you cut your foot off to save Maggie, or do you keep both your feet and keep going forward? You know, so that's a challenge that me and her is facing. But you know, it's one of them situations where you just got to continue to pay attention to detail. Now, I brought it up because I want to handle it better, and that's why I asked the sister's opinion. Like, everything you said is plausible. And I have to make sure that I'm not speaking evil, or, you know, I'm not speaking ill intent to what I want to happen. But as far as like what I was saying, I was more along the lines of, okay, this is what she's doing now. So if she's doing this now, when he gets to, let's just say he gets to 6th grade and he's the valedictorian of the class or something, I don't know. And now she's going to use that as license to say, oh, well, we don't need you at all, so you don't need to see him, period. You know, just little catty stuff like that. So like it's not so much as, okay, well, no, it's gonna get worse. No, I gotta make sure I'm doing quality control, making sure I handle it properly. But I appreciate you feeling moved enough to say something, because I consider what you said. But as far as like me being offended, no, I'm pretty thick-skinned when it comes to that. Like, if you go to the past show, they done told me apart before. Like, you know, so like it's all love. That's how I look at it. It's all love. So all of this is considered. All of this is meant to make you smarter. Always remember that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah. And I just want to say something. Even like you were saying, Brother Dietrich, it's one thing. You know, it's one thing to be hopeful, but you know, like you said, when certain patterns are displayed, you do have to guard yourself. You know what I mean? Because you can hope things get better, you know, a lot of times with a lot of different situations. But, you know, the actions say a lot more. You know what I mean? So that's what I was getting from your situation, you know.
Yeah, that's what it was, like that, you know. That's the challenge, is being able to pay attention to that detail and making sure that, okay, I caught this pattern. Am I gonna be wise and act on it, or am I gonna be stupid and just to see if she does it again?
Yeah, just keep hoping. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, you have to be right.
Right.
Can I say something about that real quick?
Good.
It just reminded me of something that I went through myself with my sister. We got a chance to speak and over the last several days, and she was surprised at you know, she kind of came at me really, really with a lot of bad stuff, and I took it very positively, and I didn't, lash at her, and I didn't, throw up anything in her face, or I didn't want to upset her. And it was something that she said to me, and she said she was very surprised, like after having that discussion and then talking about it a couple of days later, because we did it through text. We didn't actually talk live when we went through this with the back and forth thing. And I never said anything. I didn't say anything to her to upset her, even though she was saying a lot of mean things. And so when we actually got on the phone and talked with each other, I was calling her for something else, but I wanted to discuss the fact that we had that conversation. And she said she was really proud of me because she said, I'm pretty sure that a lot of what I said was probably hard to hear. Mm-hmm. And she was just waiting. She was just waiting for me to, say something or do something or, say something. Right, and I didn't. So that's what I mean by a person can, in a matter of, whatever. I had just went to a funeral over the weekend, and so I think that's what made me kind of trigger my mind to think we're not promised the next day to get that off or to say something or to not say something. Mm-hmm. And so
I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that's why this community is so big. Cause I'm not gonna lie to you. Like there was a situation where I had to address something with someone, and I had to be fairly direct about it. And I never forget, we was on the men's call with Brother Byron, and we was talking about something. I'm not gonna discuss the clothes we was talking, but Brother Byron.
Yeah, so secretive. I tell you, you all in that men's group. I tell you, I always mention some things that we talk about in the women's group. Not going into too much detail, but you all, women are the ones that's supposed to keep the secrets. Y'all are very secretive about what goes on in that men's call.
I mean, that's what Baba will do, right? No, this is what Brother Byron said. And I ain't gonna lie, at first I had to think about it. I'm like, man, what? He was like, don't worry, Brother Dietrich. Don't be scared. I said, what? Man, I ain't scared of nothing. That's what I was thinking in my mind. But I listened to what he said. What he said was, don't worry about stuff like that. Just go and do it. So, when I go to a situation that I really don't want to deal with, every time, like, man, I got to go in here. This man can be talking crazy. I ain't going to say nothing. And in the back of my mind, I hear, Brother Dietrich, don't be scared. So I had to go in there and turn it to Brother Byron. So then it was another situation where I had to go present my, presentation about dealing with my youth. And I turn into Brother Charles. Like, man, just got to do it, Brother Dietrich, just got to do it. So you grow and you listen to what people on the line telling you, because sometimes you never know, but that might help you get over a hump. So when it's time to rip, when somebody says something stupid, I turn into Sister Kim. Like, what does that mean? What's that? So everything is built once again to help you look at situations different, because there's so many different personalities on the line and involved with it that you take it and you honor them as well as the system by remembering what they said and applying it accordingly. So when you dealt with that was good. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a situation now. You're gonna actively think about it. You're gonna go into a situation and you're gonna be in a situation where you be like, what do I do? And you're gonna hear one of our voices say something.
Yeah.
So it's all good. That's the beauty of community radio, like for real. I've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah. I wonder if Brother Byron, he had to go, but he'll probably go back and listen to the show and listen to your impersonation. Yeah.
Man, that's stuck
it was
in my
pretty
mind
on
so
point.
bad. I'm like, man, I can. Huh?
I said it was pretty on point.
Yeah, man, because I be hearing it in my sleep, man. Like, I feel like, man, I don't want to go to work. Get up, Brother Dietrich. Don't be scared. You have to what? I'm like, okay, all right, Brother Brown, I'm getting up. All right, I'm up.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, thank you for calling in, and thank you for sharing what you shared. Yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you for taking.
Let's see. I think we got another caller here. I think this is Brother Anwar, 813.
You guys are having a wonderful time on radio. I'm loving to hear everybody's expressions today. Thank you. Good thanks. But Dietrich, you hit Brother Byron right on the head, boy. You hit a square in the bullseye.
Who is that?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So I just chiming in, man, and I'm appreciating the call, and I just wanted to put another emphasis on the community. The community, we've been growing, and I'm enjoying the brotherhood. I'm enjoying the sisterhood. I'm enjoying the fact that we are all realizing our positions, and we're moving forward. We're really moving forward, man, and just my experience with the brothers and having conversations about the things that we need to grow on, and just the communication.
Secretive things.
Yeah, but see, okay, look. What stays in the men's club, what's said in the men's club stays in the men's club. But it's all good, man. We share what we need to share. We can't burn out the flower, man. We got to make sure we share on time and when it's needed. Okay. But I'm enjoying, like, and take it. I've been listening to Anu since probably 2014. Mm-hmm. And I've grown. It took a while to get into the class, but just with the archive, let me just put an accentuation on the archive. The archive alone of information, in-depth information that has layers and layers and layers. You can listen to a show multiple times and get multiple things from it, and especially when you go through like I normally, like, if I go through an issue, I'm going through an issue in a day. What I'll do, I'll say Enlightenment Transformation Chief Yu-Ya, and then whatever topic I might need some extra help in. And 9 out of 10 times, something will come up, and then another 3 more lectures will come up, another 3, and you just get you get so much insight of things. And I just wanted to put that out there with the archive. If you don't, one of the biggest tools Chief has done, and this is a very big accomplishment, is the man has made probably over 600 shows now, especially with how life is going. So I urge people, if you have a question, definitely go back into the archive and Blog Talk and on YouTube. There's multiple channels with multiple different things. So if you ever have those questions and you don't have anybody to talk to, you can just go right into that archive. If not, that's why we're here and we have a community. And going back into what I was saying about speaking with the brothers, like, we've been talking about a lot of things: growth, finances, family, things that we experience, and sometimes we're just calling each other up. We're starting to become what we call brotherhood for the brothers. And that's one thing that's missing, like true brotherhood. Yeah, thinking we got brothers, but and we got people around in the hood that we might be very familiar with, but we don't get into these in-depth conversations because not one time. Just like Brother Dietrich said, and if he can get Brother Byron in there and say that little skit real quick, hit it off real quick, Dietrich. Okay,
come on, Brother Dietrich, don't be scared.
Yes.
Turn it into a sound bite. This is gonna be a sound bite before you go. Yeah.
But that's kind of one of the things that happens with brotherhood. We're really scared to express ourselves sometimes because we're trying to compete with each other sometimes. And when we open up that place, sometimes that comes and bites us on our ass. Excuse the language, but that's what usually happens sometimes. So being comfortable with the brothers that are around us is making us grow more. And the classes, just to give another jump on, another shout out, is the classes itself. I've experienced like almost, I feel like I'm being reborn as I'm going through them. And I'm still on module 3. I've still got I've been enjoying the energies that happen with module 3. So I'm eventually going to sit down and make a nice size paragraph, a nice size written work in regards to it. It's not going to be just like a couple lines. I think I could see me writing a nice size
little narrative,
written work, narrative of life. So and trust me, Yep, and trust me, it took me also having conversations with the brothers, the sisters, and just seeing everybody in a whole different aspect, and actually going back to what Chief was talking about this weekend, the substance, and seeing the substance and actually evaluating it and seeing what it is. So, but I like to say, give thanks to the whole ANU. Give thanks. I appreciate everybody, and just a wonderful experience for me.
That substance. That substance show was big because like for the students who's taking it serious and doing it right. How can I put it? You're gonna need community because there's gonna be a lot of situations where you're gonna be going around asking, like, did y'all feel that? I know I'm not the only one that saw that. Like, come on. Like, no, I don't know nothing about what you're talking about, man. Come on, I know y'all heard this beating on the wall, bro. I don't know. I think you're losing it. So like, when you really get to doing the work, you're being watched. Just put it like that. That's without scaring people. That's just know that, like, you're being watched, and like your brothers or your brethren and your sister are gonna be the ones that can support that and put that in context. Like, don't be so quick to ask somebody what something is and you know that they don't know. Because not everybody, we are like Brother Omar has said, we're on a different vibration now. And when you vibrate higher, you vibrate on the same frequency as these higher or, more in-depth energies are on. So, don't be afraid to call one of your brethren, or, you somewhere and all of a sudden you sit in the parked car and the car starts shaking. Like, don't be afraid to call them, like, hey, man, what's that? Oh, yeah. You remember when you did, module 1? Okay, just think about that. So that's big. It's really big.
And the shows are free. Even for those of you who haven't, signed up for the class or whatever just yet due to financial obligations or whatever it is, like, that's your class. That can be your class for now. You know what I mean? There's so much in all of those shows, from over the years that you can get something from. So definitely, maybe you become overwhelmed when you see how many shows there are. You don't know where to start or whatever. But, like Brother Anwar said, just pick one. One will lead you to another, one will lead you to another, and so on. And you'll, kind of keep it going. So, yeah, definitely check out those archive shows. That's what they're there for.
Yeah, and like Anwar said, there's so many layers to the subjects that are dealt with that, you could spend a decent amount of time just on one topic or, move around if you like. But, like me personally, I'm still dealing with the last week's topic, I guess it was, the Sunday before last. Dogma of Meets Consciousness, just because I think there's a lot of information in that, just to be able to listen to it and go back and catch anything that may have been missed and take a couple extra notes or whatnot. So, yeah.
Definitely. All right, let me go to another caller here. This is 702. 702.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Greetings.
Yes, this is 702. I called in the other day, and I was trying to catch the woman's call, but I didn't catch it. I guess, is it 9 or 10?
It's 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, let me go back because I forgot to answer that question for the other caller, too. Yes.
I was the one that she said I had a lot going on, and I was everywhere. So tell them I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down under the tree right now in my yard.
Okay.
I'm trying to get some rootage.
It's 8 p.m. Eastern every Monday. And just so you all know, for those of you that are signing up for the ministry, there's a new auto response that will go out to all of you. There'll be links for the men's call and links for the women's call. So make sure when you open that email, or even if you have it blocked, because that happens a lot. Sometimes when you all send in questions or whatever to the inbox, we'll try to respond back, and the message, you'll have the message blocked, so we can't even respond to you. So make sure that you don't have any filters or anything on your inbox, so that you can get the messages, because there's no way that I or anybody else can reach out to you if we're blocked. But there will be a link once you sign up for the ministry to join those calls.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I called in, like I said, last week, and it just gave me confirmation, because that's what I'm really interested in, and got into everything to try to just find my roots and my ancestors and where I come from, and just my bloodline and all of that, the lineage. But it's different areas to root, you know. So when he said that, I was like, well, which are you talking about? But it's
uh-oh.
The whole
okay,
about just...
You're breaking up. Okay, maybe she'll come back. She's breaking up a bit. Yeah, but if you still need information, if you're already signed up to the ministry and you still don't have the links, you can send out a quick email to us, and we'll get that information to us. Go ahead,
in and out.
Yeah.
You guys are cutting in and out, right?
Oh, am I breaking up? Me too?
Yeah,
you're good. Now you're good. Earlier on, you were.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with Blog Talk. This happened yesterday. Okay, because I can hear you all clearly.
You must be going hard on the spiritual work, Sister Kim.
I was going hard this dawning. I'm telling you. Let me tell you. I was.
Yeah, you was.
Even when I called in, I was still kind of, even just a little shaky and kind of, trying to come down a little bit or whatever to do the show. We can hear you.
Oh.
You were breaking up for a minute.
Because I don't got nothing else to say.
Are you breaking up again?
You need to get out. You need to get from under the tree, because it's not working.
Yeah, come from under the tree for a minute.
Sister Michelle said that yesterday. She said me, I am, and she said, yeah, we were going hard on the beast, and the beast done cut us off on Blog Talk yesterday.
Yeah. What happened?
Let me tell you, brother, I had a dream last night, right? And I felt uncomfortable. So like, I woke up and I'm like, what was that all about? But I had a dream that I was going to pick up my one of my my Hogun, one of my godfathers. And I was listening to that chief on the radio, and I don't know if he was talking to me or if he was talking to the caller. But Chief was like going in. He's like, yeah, man, I spent a lot of time in my life, but y'all need to stop. You brothers need to stop playing and break down and find y'all a Sister Kim, man. Sister Kim is the prototype. Sister Kim is the one. I said,
oh my goodness.
Like, so I'm half asleep and half conscious. I'm like, why am I dreaming about Sister Kim? Why is this happening?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, whatever you did last night, like somebody really appreciated, or this morning, somebody is very, very appreciative of whatever you was doing this past weekend. Because like I said, I heard that in my sleep, and you were just sitting there like you had your cigar. And then I had saw you, like you had your cigar. You were just sitting down, like smoking your cigar, like a mob boss. Like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I did that. Yeah,
that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
I woke up, and then I heard Brother Byron, Brother Dietrich. It's okay, don't be scared. They're your family, I was like, that's it. I'm through with this new stuff. Y'all can't be waking me up.
Yeah, it will happen. Let me tell you, I have had dreams about remember when once you start actually doing spiritual work with people, and as a community or whatever, you'd be surprised at how close you all become, and how tight those links really do become. They do. It is real. It's definitely real.
Yeah, I was getting me some good rest too, boy. That dream popped up out of nowhere. I popped up. I said, not today.
Not today. You don't like to be awakened out of your sleep. You be getting all these messages waking you up in the middle of the night. You don't want to get up.
Man, like owls and stuff at the window. I'm hearing bumps and apparently an apple fell out of one of these trees, and apparently it's oak trees out here. So I said, okay, I'm gonna just I think I need me some rubs when I go to sleep, because whatever's going on, they serious. Whatever you're doing, Sister Kim, with whoever you're doing with, is extremely powerful, because it's being felt out here.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for that.
Hey, just to go tap onto what you were saying earlier about like doing rituals together. Me and the brothers were like, we need to go ahead and do a money ritual together. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, man. We got to do that. We definitely got to do that, especially on the topics that we've been having. We had a small phone call the other night that we all put goals up. It gave each other all goals that we're gonna have to abide by the time allotted inside of it. So, definitely got to get into it. We might have to get Chief to orchestrate something like that one day for us.
I'm telling you, what you do is, get your shrine. You should have a whole. I'll say I do have a shrine just for that specifically, where I work with that with the energy of Owo or the Ajay. So get that shrine together and feed it daily. Work with it all the time, and along with your ancestors and everything else, just to work with just that energy alone. Like sometimes you don't necessarily have to tap into just the Orisha, to just tap into the energy of water or the energy of air or earth or whatever it is. You can work with that alone and get a lot done.
I was thinking, would y'all be up for sending each other something that we can make an Anu shrine for? So, like, example, like, let's say Brother Armor is good at construction. So, like, he'll send us something that reminds us of him, like a hammer or some nails or, drill bit or something. So that way when we need help or when we, discouraged, we can just go to the shrine and get the encouragement from the shrine. That way we empowering each other. So I know Brother Armor having some trouble, I can feed that drill bit to help him work. Would y'all be up for doing something like that?
Well, I think that's, like you said, what happens in the men's group stays in the men's group. That's what you all are, whatever you all are working on, y'all can come together and do that. Because I know personally, just in the women's group, like, this is something that we do all the time, is kind of work collectively on things.
Yeah. But I was saying, like, for the whole Anu family, like, if you want to be part of the Anu shrine, you got to send something that either you use or represents your energy. That way, we know if we walk by the shrine and let's say one of Sister Kim's cigars are buzzing, okay, she going through something. Let me feed this cigar real quick.
Definitely do it. Do it.
Well, we got to get each other address so we can send the things to each other.
Oh, you're saying like physically send objects to each other?
Yeah. Like Brother Armor. Yeah. Like Brother Armor sent me a drill bit that he uses, and I sent him like a horseshoe or a dog.
On your altar,
yeah, we create a Anu altar with items from each individual member of Anu. So by the time
the funny thing is, man, I was just thinking about that right before I got on the line. Is that I was doing my Mojubas and Mojuba Anu, the Ile Anu, and that was one of the things that was in my head. So it's like, that's a cool idea. It's a cool idea, but once again, that's a directional thing, and we can put that together if we need to.
I think that'll be cool. That'll be a little shrine.
Yeah. Send the emails out. Yeah, send the emails out. Let me go to another caller here. This is 702. Uh-oh. Somebody's got their too close to the mic or something. There's a bad echo. Okay,
Hello?
stop.
Hello?
Yes, 702.
Hi, 702. Echo 702. Okay. I need myself.
Okay, we can't hear you. We can't hear you very good. Do you have us on speaker or something? Because it's creating an echo and it's very low. We can barely hear you. Are you still there? Okay, 702, are you still there? Okay, I don't know if they dropped or whatever. But
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can
yes,
you hear
we
me?
can hear you. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Me, myself, I've been having dreams since I've been 7 years old of my life, of what I'm going to, of my life, how my life is going to be. And when I was young, I didn't know who I was having dreams about. I knew it was me, but I was like, this is my life. This is my crazy or whatever. And then when I was like 16, 17, I had a dream about I was going to marry a woman named Keisha. Name my name. You feel me? I was like, I'm not even like that. What is this going crazy? But everything happened the way my dreams has gone. And when I turned 18, I got into a real bad car accident. I almost lost my life several times from that. I lost half my brain. I lost my eye, and I was in a coma for a month and 2 weeks. And during that whole coma, I saw dreams. I had dreams. People dying. I had dreams of people having babies and all that. But I didn't know where I was at. And then the last dream I had, I had to go. My eye was hurting. I didn't know why my eye was hurting. So I couldn't see out of my eye. So I was like, well, I can't see. I didn't know. So it was two ways. It was a dark way, and it was with grass and birds and beautiful. It was nice houses and all. But the other way was all dark and with smoke and with fog and rats and all type of stuff. And I was like, I can't go that way because if I go that way, somebody might get on me or somebody might jump out on me. So I went the nice way with the birds and the houses and everything. And then I heard somebody way back say, come this way. Come this way, Keisha. You going the right way. Come on. So I was like, okay. So I went that way. And I'm not going to say I saw God, but I saw somebody stand, somebody was floating. And it was big old. It was a big old gate, a big old golden gate. And me being myself at that time, I was like, oh, I can get this gate and get a gang of money and help everybody. But I was like, I'm not gonna think like that. Let me just go through it, and maybe I'll go the right way because I hear somebody. I need to find my sister Rhonda. I need to find my sister that was in my dad. That's the last dream. That's the last thing I remember of me with my sister and me and something coming out my face, but I blocked it with my hands. But so I didn't know what would happen, and so I was just like, I need to find her. And I thought it was her, and I went that way, and everybody was there. Everybody was there. All my friends was there. All my family was there. And we can't have people at my house like that. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. Everybody's here. And next thing I know, I saw my sister. I was like, wow. I was like, hey. I was like, what's up? I was like, what happened last night? And she was like, we got in an accident. I was like, what kind of accident? And she was like, it's okay. She was like, don't trip, sis. She was like, you always going to be okay. You always going to be good. Always. You got faith. And you always going to keep your faith. I was like, yeah. I know. But I was like, but what happened? And she was like, we got an accident. I was like, what happened to you? She was like, I went home. But I'm thinking she went home to her house, so I'm not knowing that I'm in a coma or anything, and that happened. But she was just like, next thing she said, she was like, don't worry about this. Just have fun. She told me we just started dancing and having fun. And then next thing I know, I woke up in the hospital. I woke up in my coma in the hospital, and I found out I was in a car accident. And everybody told me what happened. Yes, I was in a car accident, and my head went through the window. And that little black hole that's right there in the window, I hit that and it bust my head open. So I have a plate in my eye, and I have like 2-3 plates in my head and a metal pole. So I know I'm blessed. I know I'm blessed with everything about me. And then when I got to the hospital, I was having seizures. So I know I'm blessed. And then everything in my coma, it started happening. I started seeing everybody that died in my coma. People dying. Everybody's having babies, and everything. So I was like, everything in my coma is going to happen. It's really going to happen. So I'm going to meet my wife. I'm going to meet the female that I'm going to marry. I really am. And I met her. And we're married right now. Right now we're married. So since I've been having dreams since I've been like 7 of my life, what am I supposed to do? It's been unbelievable for me for so many years. So I don't know what to do. I just think I don't know what to do. And I be hearing them, and my wife would see it every day. Yes.
Are you male or female, number one?
I'm female. My name is Keisha.
Okay. All right. What have you been doing in regards to nutrition since your accident? Like, what have you been eating? Have you been eating? Yeah, like what have you been? Have you been eating the same foods that you're used to, or have you been eating like a high energetic diet, like green vegetables and stuff like that? Have you done anything like that?
Well, I'm not going to say my eating is the top notch. It's not the best, no, because I can't get bigger, but I just feel that's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm asking you.
What I'm asking you is that like a lot of high energy foods help rebuild some of the things that you might have lost since that accident. So a lot of green vegetables, iron, a lot of fruits, and a lot of very light grains like quinoa and stuff like that. High protein, high nourishment food could help a lot with how you're coping and healing yourself from that trauma. That was a very big trauma that you've gone through. So I was channeling that when you were speaking. That was one of the things that I heard. So I think maybe you might want to try to think a little bit closely to your diet and going into those dreams. Those dreams are telling you things that are going to help you move forward. So I would suggest that you keep a dream journal. Start writing those dreams down. Every time you have them, write them down. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I would put a urgency in making sure that your diet and your foods that you're taking are high energy, most vegetables have something called enzymes. Papaya is a real good thing for that. And those enzymes will help you break down a lot of the toxins that you received through the treatment that you went through, the metal that's in your body and everything. So I would just suggest you get inside of maybe high energy, we call it live foods that they literally keep on growing until you actually start eating them and chopping them down. But they're live foods. They usually have a lot of enzymes in them. They have a lot of nourishment, a lot of nutrition that's in them, vitamins, iron, so forth, so on. Especially for you as a woman, you require a lot of iron because you lose a lot monthly. So that's just something I heard in your conversation. I just wanted to put a accentuation on that, okay? And keep a dream journal. You'll start seeing how everything starts connecting with you.
See, I did that when I first got out the hospital. And all the good dreams I was having, even the bad dreams I was having, I was writing them down. But it seemed like when I started writing them down, it was like more bad dreams would happen, and then they'll come true. And I didn't like that. It's like as soon as I stopped writing it down, it was like I was getting more happy, like more good dreams.
Mm.
Yeah, well, that's good.
That's very true.
That's actually a good thing because it's making you break through certain shells that you probably had forcibly been put into. So I would just tell you, just make sure that you pay attention to them, you know, and find some good advice, a sister that can give you really good advice. You're an elder too. I think an elder sister would probably give you the best advice on moving forward inside of your life and what you want to do. That's just something I'm feeling. Like I said, it's just something I'm feeling. I'm just expressing that to you, sis.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Good advice. And you know what, Amor, the advice you gave just about the iron is really important. I think that's good for the other 702 caller as well, when she was telling you to get grounded and to find some roots and things. Is really, really important because, like you said, for a lot of women, we lack iron because we lose so much blood every month, and that's something that's quite common with a lot of women, you know, being anemic and things like that. And for the most part, when we think about, you know, the supplement of iron, of course, today being Ogun's day, you know, I think about Ogun, the whole Ogun energy. And what Ogun does is he brings that grounding, or he nails things down, brings that energy of grounding down. And so a lot of times, like you were just saying, Brother Anwar, incorporating things, you know, even just at the physical level of including more iron in your diet will help you out so much, so much.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there's certain foods that I read a couple of books in regards to women's health, and there's a couple foods that you guys want to stay away from, and I think almonds is one of them. I remember almonds being one of the things during the time that you go through your Mensa. Almonds is one of those foods that deplete iron and take what you need, copper, out of your system. So you got to watch out with certain foods that I believe it's almonds in particular, but there's a couple other foods that was listed into it. And one of these days I'll pull that book out and get that list again. Okay. But there's certain foods you want to stay away from during your Mensa too, and that's what the book was saying. And take it, I'm not an expert. I can't talk about it. I'm not a woman. But
during that time, during that time, it's really important to get, like you were saying, a lot of live foods, a lot of vegetables. Leafy greens are really, really good. Just in general, you know, to get some actual live food in your diet, whether it's juicing or, you know, or just, you know, kind of just staying away from a lot of meat or just bad meat. You know, if you can't completely come off the meat, just bad meat. You know, cheap meats and things like that to really get some real nutrients and things into your system, especially iron. And I don't mean like taking iron supplements, because the iron supplements, like, your body really doesn't process it too good. So to get some foods with iron, I know, you know, you all know that I'm like really heavy into teas and tea culture. One of the things that I use a lot, even in cooking, is using iron skillets or iron pots and iron teaware to just get that into the food, cook that into the food as well.
I'm going to say a quote Chief said a long time ago. Can you feel it in your gut? No, that's feces. Perfect.
Yeah, I remember that. I feel it saying that's feces. Right.
That's feces. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's good to get that clarification, man, because sometimes that physical, when you're spiritually, mentally blocked, is because you're physically blocked. So, you know, eating proper foods, drinking enough water. You know, my biggest thing I tell everybody, the cure for life is lemon and water. I tell everybody that all the time. So you know, just and room temperature. Don't drink cold water. I say drinking cold water.
Right.
You know, I will hit it once in a while, depending on how hot the day is. If I'm sweating out there sweating, I need to pull my body off, I'll do that. But whenever you're trying to eliminate and get your body functioning at a better place, room temperature water is perfect.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I do the same thing. I drink any cold water. Yeah, and get good alkaline water. Like you said, you can alkaline your water just by adding lemon. You know, that's really, really good. Mm-hmm.
There's a stone called shungite that you can get from the mineral stores. Shungite is very popular stone. It comes out of a lake in Russia. I forgot exactly what lake is called. It's a meteorite that hit the Earth a long time ago, and I was doing some research on it. It is one of these negative iodide or negative ion stones that pulls metals and pulls a lot of the bad stuff that's in your water out. If you let it sit, if you get like a handful of them, they're real cheap too. From what I've been seeing, I've been wanting to get them also. But that is something I get into. Shungite, and then you can put that in your water to eliminate some of the heavy metals that you might find. Even if you get filter water and stuff, they still got those heavy metals. So sometimes you can get that out, and it gives back basic minerals. You can also like put like a clear quartz crystal inside of your water and energize it. So that's some of the things I do. I got a pitcher that I fill up, and it has a clear quartz crystal. And once I get back to the store, I'm going to give me some shungite and put it on the bottom of that too.
Yeah, thank you for that. Also, just to give you all a heads up, just like on the alkaline water, you can invest in one of these alkaline machines. I actually have one myself where you can get alkaline water, filtered water, acidic water directly from the machine that filters all of that out. They are expensive, but it may be like a good investment for you, you know, as far as water goes. Because, you know, think about how much water you purchase every day in these plastic bottles where you have, you know, where the plastic breaks down and gets into the water. So even some bottled waters aren't as great as you think they may be or whatever, but investing in that. And then you can even get like little portable, personal little alkaline filters that are like the size of a water bottle that may cost like $20 or so or whatever, that you can kind of keep around so that when you do get water, you can actually just pour it into the filter and then pour it back out. It'll turn your water alkaline. So that's another quick little remedy that's not as expensive. And if all else fails, of course, you can use lemon or even what's the herb? Just slipped my mind. It's in cilantro. Cilantro also filters water really, really good. Filters water really good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was about to say alfalfa because I heard that happen.
I think I spoke on it in the water webinar that I did, that you can use certain things that you can use to filter water. Another good thing going through when you're going through that time for women that I found works really good, like you were saying, how to sit a quartz or something in your water, leave it out in the moonlight or whatever. You can use hematite and quartz and put it into your water, and that works really good too in drinking water. So another good little remedy for you all as far as the water goes.
And once again, those utilities, those tools at seduluhouse.com, webinars, crystal, herbs, oils, meditation, and so much more. So you guys got to tune into that too.
Yeah, thank you for that. Definitely, because in each webinar there are rituals and there are tips on the subject of how to use them or how to get, how to make the most of it, how you can charge your water, how you can, do all these different things. So definitely check those out. All right. So we are coming to the end of the show. We only have a couple minutes left. if you, I'll take any last comments or anybody that would like to call in or press the number 1. Again, it's 515-605-9862. But I just want to thank you all. We've had a really good conversation today. Thank you for all the new callers that call in. We get new callers all the time. So just to remind you all that have just come in and you may not have the information, you can check out all of the archive shows, like Brother Anwar says, probably approaching or have passed about 600 shows by now. But you can go to enlightenmentandtransformation.com. We have Enlightenment and Transformation on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All those channels are there. The videos are on YouTube. There's also Anu Nation on YouTube, where you can find a lot of the old shows as well. They're kind of scattered around. Sadulu House is on YouTube, where you can check out. I think Chief has maybe like a couple of lectures he did when he was doing the self-actualization tour, where you can get a full 2-3 hour lecture. And actually, if you didn't get a chance to visit one of those cities when he was doing the tour a couple of years ago, those are on the channel as well. So make sure that you subscribe, like, share those videos. Go to SaduluHouse.com. The men's call, they meet every first Sunday of the month. So make sure you go to inewlifeglobal.org to get registered. If you have an Android phone, you can download the Anu Nation app, where you can get tons of extras. You can chat with people. You can view your classes. You can register for classes. You can find, links to where you can buy the books. And there's a lot of other extra information on the app as well. So make sure you download the app. Let's see, what else? There's so much. The consult, you can still have ritual work that I can do on your behalf. You can get readings still, so while you still have a chance, I don't know how long Chief is going to continue to do the readings, because, as he said, he's trimming down a little bit. So while you can still, get a consultation, make sure you go to, the link will actually pop up on the Sadulu House page if you want to schedule a reading or have some spiritual work done. You can go to askosiris.com and you can schedule it there as well. And if you have any questions, you can send your questions to questions@anunation.org. You can also send them to me at seriousbwitch@gmail.com. I keep thinking these .coms, I tell you. But seriousbwitch@gmail. If you have any questions or anything for me as well about any of the services or whatever, I'll reach back to you. Make sure you unblock us. Make sure there aren't any filters on your account so that we can respond to you as well. Okay? So thank you all for tuning in again. We'll be back tomorrow from 9 to 11 p.m. So we're gonna come at you, at night. The night shows are a little, have a different vibe to them, to say the least. But yeah, yeah. So 9 to 11 tomorrow on Wednesday. So remember, we have these new hours. Also, check the footers in the videos, and that'll give you information too of all the links and all the different websites we have. It'll give you more information on the shows, when the shows air, where you can go to get certain things, and where you can go to reach out if you have questions too. So all that information is in the YouTube descriptions, the YouTube video descriptions. So make sure you're paying attention to that. And so thank you all again for calling in. I will that you enjoy and, make the rest of your day productive. Thank you to the new callers, and we'll be back tomorrow from 9 to 11. All right? Peace.
Peace, everybody.